Sega. They should have put the classic jingle in there for this one. That would have been appropriate, don't you think? Havoc. Still gotta put the logo for the fucking Havoc engine in there because the Hedgehog engine was built on top of the Havoc engine. Don't know why they didn't put the logo for the Hedgehog engine in at the beginning there, but you gotta put Havoc in there because they just made the Hedgehog engine, like, on top of the fucking Havoc engine. Da 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 da. Yeah, so this is where I got the SONIC Go intro from. For some reason, this game doesn't have a theme song. Like, it's kind of the first 3D Sonic game without a theme song for some reason. Which I kinda get the reason that they did that, because this is an anniversary game that's supposed to be celebrating what came before, so you can't have an iconic, catchy, thematic song to accompany the game to overshadow all of the shit that you're trying to pay tribute to, I guess, is the logic. Yep, deleted all my fucking saves. This game only lets you have one fucking save file for some goddamn reason. So, appreciate the fact that I deleted all my fucking shit for the sake of this playthrough. Oh, question mark. Fucking Omo Chow's come back from hell to haunt us. Oh, hey, so this is Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. We're going through Green Hill Zone here. Kill that fucking Motobug. For some reason, in this remake of the original Sonic the Hedgehog for the Game Boy Advance, they decided to take out the little animal critters that pop out of the badniks after you jump on them. So I don't really know what the deal with that is. And also now the crab meats shoot out little rockets that fuck you up. That's different. Used to be just little glowy sprite balls. So, I don't know. I guess Sonic 4 isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I mean, look at it. Seems to be pretty good so far. Oh, but the physics aren't one-to-one from the Genesis games. Any 2D Sonic game that doesn't have Genesis game physics is bad, apparently. Because the Genesis game's physics were so fucking good. Like, what does that even mean? Like, oh, it doesn't have the same physics as the Genesis games, therefore it's bad. No? It can have different physics. I don't see why saying it doesn't have the same Genesis physics is some kind of indictment. As if it's like, that's not a criticism, that's not a flaw. You realize that, right? It's not like it was trying to have the Genesis physics and the fact that it doesn't is a mistake and therefore a criticism you can make about it. If it doesn't have the Genesis physics, and it obviously wasn't trying to, then it's like... This is weird worship. God damn you, Motobug. Look at how adorable you are. Look at this adorable little Motobug, by the way. I want to point this out. Motobug is my favorite badnik, and seeing him in video games makes me happy. Although, once again, I do find it kind of weird that the little animal critters don't pop out of them when you jump on them in this game. Like they're retroactively going back in time and trying to erase the little animal buddies popping out of the badniks when you jump on them. Yeah, look at this platinum ranking pose. Seriously, just give Platinum the Sonic license, other than they'll make a character action game. Oh, Steve Urkel. Did I do that? Oh, God. I want to talk about nostalgia blindness, nostalgia worship. Motherfuckers out there still trying to pretend like the Steve Urkel Sonic wasn't the most nauseatingly grating fucking voice ever.
He'll be here any second.
Hey guys, what's going on? You having a party or something? Surprise!
Oh, how old is he? Sega! Put a number on that cake and tell me how fucking old he is! This game came out fucking 5 years ago. God damn.
You totally got me this
That's out of character.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
This game came out fucking 5 years ago.
birthday, Sonic.
That blows me
Hope you
away,
like this.
dude. Ah, chili dog. Fuck it. Chili dogs are canon
I
now.
love it.
One of my Look at Cream and Blaze having fun talking to each other. Knuckles and Rouge were talking to each other too. That's so adorable. No, my chili dog. So the plot of this game is Robotnik kidnapped your chili dog. So
What's it doing?
he's sad because of a chili dog. He doesn't even notice. He's a fucking eldritch abomination. No, not Charmy the Bee.
Hey, not cool.
Kidnapping my friends into time portals. That's not cool. Please, no! Why don't you become self-sufficient and do it yourself, fucking Fox? Gotta do everything around here. This game kinda hits the ground running. Not a lot of setup. Just fuck it. Welcome to the white void of Eternum.
Where am I?
It is kind of nice that they came up with a story plot to justify going back and playing all these old levels at all. I mean, it's not a great one, but at least it's not nothing. So yeah, let's play through Green Hill Zone in 3D. Ah, that's so fucking rad. Whole game's worth it just to be able to play through all these old levels in 3D. With the good boost controls, yep, so after Sonic Colors, which they definitely had to scale back, fuck you Motobugs, which they definitely had to scale back the boost capabilities and all that, because of the more limited technology of the Wii that they had to work with. Now this is back on real consoles, and they could bring back the Unleashed boost, which just rockets you forward like a goddamn demon of speed. Breaking the fucking sound barrier with this shit. Yeah. You really can't tell that, like, I said, and I stand by it, that Sonic Colors is the best Sonic game, but I can't deny that, like, in most, like, gameplay ways, Generations improved on everything that Colors did. Like, Colors was both a massive improvement and a little bit of a scaling back after Sonic Unleashed. Oh, I don't know. How the fuck did that happen? That wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. I think like I ran out of the rail and I was supposed to just automatically fall down onto the next one, but I pressed left or something that fucking killed me. Yeah, I blame it a lot on, I was trying to jump to the next rail, but I dropped down, and I was pressing left, so I just veered off into the abyss. Look at this underwater cave, by the way. This is here in Green Hill Zone, and we're in an underwater cave. I think that's such a cool little... Look, we're seeing a new area of Green Hill. Aww. I will refrain from making Sonic Mania jokes for as long as I possibly can. Whoop. Come on. Sonic Colors was an improvement over the gameplay that Sonic Unleashed established, but it was also a little bit of a downgrade because of the more limited technology that the Wii gave them to work with. But then, here with Sonic Generations, they were really able to take that massive next leap forward, taking everything that Sonic Colors improved on and polished up, and bringing back the incredibly gorgeous visual feast for the eyes that the next generation of consoles was able to provide. And they learned their lesson and scaled back a little, not scaled back, but like, they prioritized performance over everything else. So the levels look brilliantly beautiful, but you're not going to have the frame rate chugging to a goddamn crawl as you're rocketing through it at the speed of sound at the same time. So, in a lot of ways, Sonic Generations is better than Sonic Colors, especially in terms of gameplay. But there's also a lot kind of dragging Sonic Generations down, unfortunately. But we'll get into that as we go forward.
Yay! Thanks, Sonic. I thought I was dead, floating without a body in a black limbo. Ugh, I'm gonna have nightmares for weeks.
Is it me, or is that place we were just in awfully familiar?
Not to me.
Aw, that's hilarious.
Sucked all the life and color out of it. Totally strange.
No stranger than rescuing genies in magic books and receiving aliens in an interstellar amusement park. I'm more concerned about finding our friends.
Sonic, you ever look back on your life and realize that you've lived a very weird life?
That might be a good place to check out. I'll be back soon.
Oh, Steve Urkel.
Wow, you weren't kidding when you said soon. I thought you already left.
Want to see me run to that mountain and back? Want to see me do it again? Yeah, one of my biggest complaints about Sonic Mania was there's just no excuse or justification for going through the old levels. Like, sometimes the beginnings of the levels will have you, hold on. Oh, hey, it's a Mega Drive. It's just floating here. We'll get to that. I do like how the music kind of transitions from the chiptune. Would you call Genesis music chiptune music? You need to buy a controller. The Mega Drive is here, and the game is here, but we don't have a controller. No. Like, some of the levels would start with the transition between stages, with the Phantom Ruby teleporting you from one stage to the next. But so much of Sonic Mania was just like, fuck it, you're in this level now. The transition from Stardust Speedway after the Metal Sonic fight down to Hydro City was by far the worst. That kind of broke that game for me. Whereas Sonic Generations at least took the effort to have a little bit of a plot. It's an excuse plot for sure. But at least it's something. At least there's a justification for why all of these different levels from all the different classic games are spattered about one after another like this, so you're not going, whoa, how the fuck did I get here from Green Hill Zone? But anyway, so the classic versus modern gameplay is split up as Act 1 and Act 2, which I think is hilarious because when you actually sit down and think about it, like, it's being presented as a throwback. Act 1 tends to be easier. As being like a throwback kind of thing where you can play classic 2D Genesis-style Sonic levels or fast-paced modern 3D Sonic-style levels. But what's funny to me is after Colors, where it was just one style of gameplay, it was just modern Sonic racing through 3D levels. All of a sudden they went, okay, everyone's forgotten the Werehog. They've let it go at last. They stopped making dumb jokes about the Werehog. Okay, bring back the two different styles of gameplay. That's all it is. That's what it is, people. Newsflash, classic Sonic is the Werehog. Boom. Did that just blow your mind? I think I probably did, because it's true. I don't know why it's still doing the question mark thing. I know it's Chemical Plant Zone. That's what it is. It's bringing back the Look at this, even. There's even a little walkway that... It's adding context of how Sonic even showed up here in the Chemical Plant Zone in the original game. He went from Emerald Hill, and then boom, here's the little walkway and then boom, we're in Chemical Plant Zone. That's such a great little detail to me. And the Act 1 layouts, at least for these 3 first levels based on the 3 original games, are almost beat for beat the same layout as the original Genesis game levels that they're from. Almost. Not beat for beat, but pretty much. Oh, I fucking hate those things so much. Which, again, going back to comparisons with Mania, Mania also had you go through Act 1 being something of a replication. No, damn it. Could not have gone worse. Being something of a replication of the original stage, and then Act 2 is the remix. Only this time the remix takes the form of... Oh no. Whew. Hate those things. Only this time the remix takes the form of being a 3D stage. 3D modern Sonic stage. What? Shit. What was I just saying? He's the Werehog. Like, they're going back to what they, like, started out doing with Sonic Adventure, where instead of just playing Sonic or reskins of Sonic, Tails and Knuckles are just fucking reskins with minor additions on top of the core gameplay, the core run and jumping gameplay. Come on. Ah, you bitch. I want that red ring. Ah, there we go. But then, starting with Adventure, they started experimenting and branching out with different styles of gameplay. Like E102 Gamma's gun shooting gameplay, or Knuckles' scavenger hunting gameplay. I do love the little signpost spinning around. And that's what the Werehog was. The Werehog was a different style of gameplay to experiment with. And everyone hated it because they're dumb. And talk shit because they're dumb. And they couldn't fucking get down with how sexy the Werehog was. So they eased back on that. Okay, say what you want about Sonic Team. They've always been very receptive to fan feedback and community feedback to their projects. Say what you want, they keep that shit in the front of their head. The responses that they get after each game, and they respond to it, and they go, okay, ease back on that, just Sonic. It's nothing but Sonic this time. Okay, did they let their guard down? They forgot? Okay. Classic Sonic. That's what Classic Sonic is. It's a second style of gameplay next to the modern, like, regular style. But no one even noticed because they were too busy going, oh, it's a classic throwback style. It's the Genesis. They didn't even realize that they were being tricked all along. Fuck you guys. Oh god, I love going through this level with fucking... All of the modern 3D versions of these levels are better than the 2D versions. I'm gonna be honest here, classic... Man, look at that, the fucking vistas. This game is gorgeous. I love seeing a Chemical Plant Zone in 3D like this. It looks so fucking brilliant. I'm gonna be honest, like, Classic Sonic is, like, the worst part of this game to me. And I don't necessarily not like Classic Sonic, and I do feel the need to stick up for him and that gameplay a little bit, because that is one of the few things that people bitch about with this game. Woo. And like I've been referring to, like with Sonic Colors, this is an inarguably good Sonic game, so people just pretend it doesn't exist. Woo. Had a little bit of a frame rate fuck up there because of the water. Look, you're going inside the pipe. That's so cool. Oh, don't... Whew. Oh, red ring! Yes! Fucking hate those ones. Because you have like one chance to get them, and if you don't, you're fucked. Because like with Sonic Colors, this is an inarguably good Sonic game, so they gotta pretend it doesn't exist, otherwise they can't go around pretending that Sonic's bad with their dumb narrative of all the 3D Sonicans are bad, Sonic doesn't exist. oh shit, a good Sonic game, quick, ignore it. If we don't ignore it, we won't be able to keep saying that Sonic's bad. Oh shit, it's so good that we can't invent excuses to dismiss it and say it's bad like we do with Sonic Unleashed. Quick, just ignore that it even exists, like they did with Sonic Colors. Only with this game, only with Sonic Colors, which was what was kind of weird, was you had like the Sonic fan community talking, oh no, all of this that has happened. Talking shit about that for some fucking reason, for really dumb excuses. Goddamn, everything in the world that has happened. Oh well. Oh god. Oh, I didn't notice the fucking water was rising. Oh, that's the worst. Ah, this fucking water, no. Stop interrupting me. Stop persecuting me. Thank god I still have a stomp. That's something I didn't mention with Sonic Colors, by the way, is you keep all of the upgrades you got throughout the course of Sonic Unleashed, by the way. Yeah! Look at this, this is so fucking awesome! Throughout Sonic Unleashed, you collected those upgrades like... Well, you don't keep the air dash. The air dash is gone forever, basically. Fuck you guys, hate these guys. But you keep the stomp, you keep the wall jump. I think that's pretty cool. Like Sonic still has all of those things he collected throughout Sonic Unleashed. I think that's pretty funny. And kind of like a smaller detail that goes a little unmentioned. The little pose that Sonic does at the end with the ranking screen here is different depending on the rank you get. So as you notice, when we got an A rank, he did a different pose compared to now that he has an S rank. And each letter rank gives you a different pose. So I would actually recommend, there are YouTube compilations out there, look up all the YouTube compilations of the different poses that Sonic does depending on what rank he gets. They're all pretty awesome.
Sonic!
Look, it's all fucking on fire and exploded.
This chemical plant feels familiar. I'd never forget a smell like this. And that pink water makes me really nervous for some reason.
You're right, Tails. This place is giving me deja vu all over again.
Yeah!
You saved me, Sonic. I was afraid I'd never be able to flirt with you again.
I think it's funny how you can hear how Amy's voice actress has changed her performance from this game, which was the first real game that she voiced Amy with, compared to how she sounds in Sonic Boom, where she's like a primary member of the cast, which is pretty funny. Oh, fuck you, Omochao. I think it's funny also that Amy gets relegated to being associated with Chemical Plant Zone because they didn't have a Sonic CD level, so you gotta stick her with the Sonic 2 level. And then Tails, being the first character that gets added to the series, gets associated with Green Hill Zone, even though he's not from Sonic 1. So they kind of have to mix and match a little bit. They have to play fast and loose with which characters get associated with which level, as you'll see later. At least this one is actually correct. Like, there's 3 levels, I think, which are actually accurate to which character gets associated with it. Unlike Sonic Colors, which you had this weird thing where the fan community had dumb complaints around it. Sonic Generations, being what it, by necessity of what it is really, both has less and more complaints associated with it from different, like, group. The reaction to this one is a little bit weirder compared to the reaction to Sonic Colors. Because Well, I say that, but that's mostly because I actually think some of the complaints people levy against Sonic Generations are valid. I agree with a lot of them. That's what the difference comes down to for me. In the meantime... Oh, hey, look, it's Sky Sanctuary Zone. A level from Sonic and Knuckles, but, why is it coming after the level from Sonic 2? Why have we skipped Sonic 3 and gone straight to Sonic and Knuckles? Could it be because Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are the same fucking game that have been split in half? And designating them as two separate games is fucking stupid? Then again, Sonic CD doesn't get a level, so... Again, they had to play a little fast and loose with this game. I do love the remix music for Sky Sanctuary, though. And look in the background there, Death Egg in all of its 3D brilliance, rising through the clouds. I love how the Death Egg looks in 3D, dog. That looks really good to me. And there's a funny little bit of continuity with this level showing the Death Egg in the background, and then what's gonna happen after we finish this level, Act 2 at least. Oop. Stop! Oh, that looked like a floor. A little bit. There we go. So, it kind of becomes a little bit more difficult to categorize the complaints against this game. Like classic Sonic here is my least favorite thing about the game, but I do gotta defend him a little bit. Because the category of the complaints against this game includes classic Sonic. And the thing that people complain about when it comes to classic Sonic is the gameplay of classic Sonic is emulating the Genesis 2D style, but the physics aren't one-to-one. The physics are different compared to how he controlled in the Genesis games. Again, it's something that, like, you might not really recognize just based on the video. You have to play it yourself. And thankfully, there is actually a method in-game that allows you to do that, since you can buy a Mega Drive controller and play Sonic 1 on the Genesis. You can actually compare in-game how Sonic controlled in the Genesis compared to how he controls as classic Sonic in these 2D Act 1 2D sections here. Even aside from having the spin dash. Although something they did that I really like, actually, is adding the spin dash to one button. So instead of having to come to a dead stop, holding down and pressing the jump button, which you can still do, that is an option, I just did it. What you can do instead is just press X at any time and hold it down, and boom, you can do the spin dash at any time, at any moment, whenever you want. Even while you're racing along, you can press the X button, come to a dead stop. So that also adds a lot of that also adds a lot of freedom of mobility to how you can go through the levels. Since you can just, at any time, you're not restricted by the momentum of your movements. You don't have to, like, you're going along like you would in the classic games and be like, oh, gotta wait until I come to a dead stop before I can do a spin dash. Now you can be racing along and then... Oh, this is a little bit of a platformy section, so it's not the best place to talk about it, but you can be racing along and then boom, one button, you're stopped. And you can cancel out of the spin dash at any time by jumping. So if you're running through a... Oh, what the hell? That was weird. That wasn't supposed to happen. Let's Play Curse. Every time you sit down and record a game, suddenly all the weird funky shit is gonna start happening that never ever happens when you're just playing it normally. Yeah. I think the camera got fucked up because I wasn't going fast enough, I guess. Look at that, you have to replay this level a minimum of 3 times to get all those different red rings. So to me, that's an improvement. Yeah! Aw, so cute! Seriously, look up that compilation. So to me, that's an improvement, but even aside from that, the physics compared to from classic Sonic gameplay to the original Genesis are measurably different. And it's something where if you like put them side by side, you'd be able to see the difference, and it's really noticeable when you play them one after another. And people point that out and say that as a criticism. Like, oh, this game, the 2D sections have different physics compared to the Genesis game. That is a flaw. Let's take a point off because it doesn't have the exact same physics from the Genesis game. No? That's dumb? That's not a failing. It's not like, oh, it's not Genesis physics. That's bad. Like, that's what I was referring to when it comes to, like, the nostalgia worship. Like, the Genesis games did it perfectly, and if it isn't doing what the Genesis games did, then it's doing it wrong. How dare you not do the thing the Genesis games did? If you're not doing it like the Genesis, you're doing it, that's not the correct way to do it. You said that was also, like, the basis of people's complaints against Sonic 4, which I'm not saying is- oh, shit. Which I'm not saying is flawless by any means, of course, but people go, Sonic 4 sucks, look, it has different physics compared to the Genesis games. And that's stupid? Those complaints are dumb. Like, being different from the Genesis games isn't worse. Number one. Number two, damn. What is also funny is modern Sonic during his 2D sections also controls measurably different compared to classic Sonic, which is pretty funny to me. Like, they got as close as they reasonably could, I feel like. Like, they were definitely designed, like, if you compare how modern Sonic plays during his 2D sections to how classic Sonic plays during Act 1 gameplay, it's clear that when they were making Sonic 1, Classic Sonic's physics and how he moved, it's clear that they were trying to go for the Genesis style of physics. But you can't get one-to-one, because you can't just, take the Genesis engine and transplant it into the Xbox 360. That's not how video games work. Like, even back when they did Sonic Jam, which was a Sega Saturn game, and it was a compilation of all of the Genesis games, the Sega Saturn had a different hardware and internal engine compared to the Genesis. So they couldn't replicate the Genesis style of physics on the Sega Saturn. So they just got as close as they could. If you play Sonic Jam on the Sega Saturn, it plays noticeably differently compared to how the physics in the original Genesis game played. And that was the basis of my, like, my desire to see, like, a comparison video between the classic Genesis games, the Sonic Jam compilation, and Sonic Mania. Because, like I had said during that playthrough, which I did before this game for some ungodly reason, I feel like they probably based the physics in Sonic Mania more off of Sonic Jam than they did the original Genesis games. Fuck you. Yeah. So I think that would also be an interesting thing to do with Sonic Generations here is, yeah, it doesn't replicate the Genesis physics, but how does it compare to Sonic Jam? That'd be interesting, right? But yeah, to me, going, oh, it doesn't have the exact same physics as the Genesis games, so what? Like, that's not a bad thing. Does it control good? Yeah. Like, so what if it doesn't play exactly the same? That's a weird complaint to me. But at the same time, so that complaint against classic Sonic I feel is kind of stupid, but at the same time, I'm like, Yeah, I'm not super into classic Sonic. Like, he's not my favorite part of this game for sure. I definitely vastly and overtly prefer playing the Act 2 modern Sonic stages. Because they just play funner to me.